panic consumes her face as 10-year-old Emma digs her feet into the carpet and presses her back against the pulsating closet door in her parents' bedroom. The young girl's necklace pendulates to the violent pounding, scratching, and growling coming from inside. On the bed lies Emma's mother, Lynn, breathing faintly as she bleeds from a wound on her arm. Emma's older brother, Zach, charges into the room to investigate the disturbing noises. "It's Dad," cries Emma, barely keeping the closet door from opening. Zach approaches his sister to move her from blocking the door, but Emma frantically extends her arm to stop him. "He bit her," screams Emma, and begs her brother for help. Lynn's breathing quickens, drawing the children's attention. In a daze, Zach grabs a wooden chair and cautiously wedges it under the doorknob. Emma rushes to the bedside as her emotions overcome her. Zach follows to inspect his mother's wound, which is saturating the bed a deep red shade. Emma calms herself and places a hand over the matching pendant resting on her mother's chest, while Zach hurries down the hall, searching for their older sister, Jess, who is nowhere to be found. With phone in hand, he scrambles back into the room and dials 911.
"We're sorry. All circuits are busy now. Will you please try your call again later?"
Frustrated by the recording, Zach attempts to redial when his attention is drawn out the bedroom window. In the falling rain of the night, he spots a dark silhouette shambling down the sidewalk. Passing through the cone of a streetlight staggers a disheveled man, slowly looking around as if searching for something. The man's head turns over his shoulder to reveal blood-stained teeth smiling back, and a haunting look of evil in his distant obsidian eyes. The hideous sight freezes Zach in place. He calls out softly to his sister, and Emma joins her brother at the window. Their innocent faces fill with fright as they try to make sense of what's before their eyes. In a trance of disbelief, Zach switches on the TV to check for any news. With all stations offline, he quickly searches the event on his phone. The children watch in terror as he pulls up recent posts of a reporter being savagely swarmed and bitten by the infected. Then a video of a doctor droning on about how the medical community should be close to finding some answers on how to treat this disease with a bit more funding and research. Zach tosses his phone aside in frustration. Emma spots an old radio and searches through a couple off-air channels until she finds a religious broadcast.
"The world is changing, has been for some time. Now we're left powerless to watch as our loved ones die, leaving them open for possession by the darkest of evils, soulless and damned to walk the earth alone forever. Is this the prophecy? The plague that marks the end of days?"
The children exchange fearful looks of concern.
Is this part of a divine plan? Or have we not proven ourselves worthy in the eyes of the Lord, so God has abandoned his creation? Is he gone, and humanity with him?
Blood continues to seep from Lynn's arm, leaving her flesh a pale, lifeless tone. The siblings argue about getting their mother to safety. Emma pleads with her brother to go with her to get help, but Zach refuses to leave their home. "It's too late, Em. Once they go, they're gone. It's not them anymore," insists Zach as Emma barely holds back her tears. He finally takes notice of his sister's fragile state and hugs Emma. "There's nothing we can do for her now," he whispers as Emma pushes away from her brother's embrace. She asserts that she doesn't believe that and storms toward the bedroom door. Just then, their mother releases an eerie death rattle. Lynn's jaw falls slack before she becomes deathly still. An ominous silence engulfs the room. Zach takes an eternal step forward to check for any sign of life from their mother. Emma interrupts him, worried that their parents may share the same fate. Zach nods, then shuffles slowly to the dresser. He surveys items lying on top, then picks up a pair of shears by the sewing supplies and proceeds to his mother's blood-soaked bedside. Guarded with scissors in hand, Zach approaches his mother, whose face is shrouded in darkness. He cautiously touches her wrist and feels no pulse. "She's gone," he gasps with a sigh of sorrow. Emma has no tears. She begins to feel rage burn inside her as she asserts that she should have gone for help without him. Zach insists that there was never any time, that this was going to happen, even if she left. Out of the darkness, the corpse of their mother rises from the bed and grips Zach from behind with slender, hostile fingers. It violently sinks its teeth into his flesh, biting Zach between his neck and shoulder. Emma cries out for Zach as he reaches for his sister, but the children's hands slowly slip away from each other. The ghoul's merciless attack renders Zach powerless, causing the scissors to fall from his hand as blood spews from his fatal wound. Emma hesitates for only a second before finally breaking the clutches of fear. Concerned solely with the safety of her brother, Emma picks up the scissors from the floor and drives them deep into her undead mother's forehead with all of her strength. Realizing what she has just done, Emma backs away with a mixed look of distress and astonishment on her face. Zach falls to the floor and begins to breathe at a rapid rate. With blood uncontrollably dripping from the base of his neck, Zach's face falls flush as rings darken his eyes that seem to distance themselves from his soul. Emma kneels next to her brother and pulls him into her lap. Isolated by darkness, Emma cradles Zach as he gasps his last breath. Emma sits alone in the room that feels miles wide while holding her brother's lifeless body. Pounding erupts from the closet, disturbing her bereavement. Emma turns her head toward the sounds as her eyes peer up through long, dark strands that wrap her face. Resting her brother's body on the floor, Emma rises, determined to face what is lurking in the closet. She forcefully removes the wooden chair and hurls it aside. Emma lunges forward, reaching for the doorknob, and just before her hand makes contact, she stops herself. She freezes in time. Retreating slowly from a grim situation, she realizes she is incapable of solving with force. She backs away from the closet and glances around the room at the family she has just lost. Emma's attention centers on Zach's body lying on the floor. Her moment of mourning is disrupted by a twitch in his finger. Emma leaves the bedroom into the hallway and vanishes from sight. Seconds later, Emma's dark silhouette appears in the doorway, holding a bottle of liquor and a pack of matches in her hands. She stalks around the room, pouring a trail of alcohol across the bodies of her mother and brother, then splashes the closet door, emptying the bottle. Emma strikes a match and lights the matchbook. She drops it onto the floor in a pool of alcohol and blood. The flames ignite blue, then orange and red. She watches from the doorway as the room is set ablaze and burns the remains of her loved ones. Emma's dark hair shrouds the look of hatred and sorrow on her face. Embers flutter around her as she stares into the flames that consume the room. She turns slowly and drifts down the hall, leaving everything behind. Emma shakes herself awake and springs up in bed. Hearing music coming through the wall from her older sister Jess's room soothes Emma for a moment. But her relief quickly subsides. This was the worst one so far, and Emma is fearful that something from this nightmare might manifest like the others. Suddenly, she hears a deep growl and screams echo from down the hall in her parents' bedroom.